Hi, sociologists. I hope this finds you well. Wrapping up culture. I wonder what culture was like for you guys. I'll be reading the post soon and I'll be hearing what you thought of the film clip and just the idea of culture in general, and how it defines us, how it shapes us, how it kind of gives us a framework to understand society, right? So, socialization also does that, right? How we learn how to become human. You're going to spend this week doing some reading in terms of that piece of development. And you are going to write a paper about you. And so this is the large written piece of work that you're going to do this semester. While the midterms are take-home essays, this is the one kind of big piece of work that is weighted heavily and is a large part of your grade. And from the beginning of the semester until now, everything you learned needs to be applied to this paper. So I'm going to read it. You're sitting here with me. You don't need me to read it, but I'm going to read it to you just so you have it verbally read out loud, and then you can also read it to yourself over and over and over again. Who are you in the world? Our history and our biography have a big impact on how we interpret the world around us and make decisions big and small. When writing this paper, please consider online discussions as well as your own real-life experiences. Apply one of the three main theories that you first read about in Chapter 1, which are structural functionalism or functionalist theory, conflict theory, or symbolic interactionism to your understanding. Meaning that as you explain what makes you you, you're going to use a theoretical lens to understand it. So if you're going to talk about something like conflict theory, you could talk about power and relationships, and you can talk about maybe your family status in a community, or you could talk about a power dynamic in your own family, like as a child, what your power structure looked like, and were there implications around that? How was it different based on gender? Those sorts of things. And all of this, as I'm explaining to you, feel free. Come see me next week. I'm around Tuesday and Thursday physically on campus, and I would definitely be happy to talk to you or email me questions, okay? So then there's that piece. And then it also asks you to please refer to the textbook chapter 5, pages 100 to 103. And those are discuss who you are and how these different agents of socialization shaped who you are. Okay? So the textbook has a section on agents of socialization. So I'm going to ask you to just kind of think about what in the world does that mean, right? What's an agent of socialization? How did you learn how to be, right? My mom taught me some stuff, right? The school taught me some stuff. The media taught me some stuff I probably shouldn't refer to, but I can't help it because I'm a product of my environment. So those are different agents of socialization, okay? So you're going to read about them this week, and then you'll have that information to kind of go back and go, oh yeah, that makes sense, my peers, my whatever. So ideas to explore can also be, but are not limited to, how does your gender, ethnicity, sexual orientation, age play a part in your self-identification? How are these roles played out in your family? What type of school experience did you have? What type of family did you grow up in? What type of community did you grow up in? Was your life easy, hard, scary, safe up to this point? Why? How? And then the format and all of that is the piece that is important for you to understand, because I'm assuming that most of you are transfer students, and so when you leave College of Marin, you're going to go places where they're going to have expectations that you write like a college student. And so formatting and length are things that I don't want you to get into 4-year and be surprised and be like, oh man, I had no idea. So this is typical paper in a 4-year college. So you're just going to knock it out of the park here, and then when you get there, it's going to be nothing. 8 to 10 pages, double spaced, which actually isn't that long. Could be longer. Paper must include 3 sources relating to the topic, okay? Can be from the book, can be a video we saw, can be a discussion post. One must be from an academic journal. What's an academic journal, Susan? The American Sociological Review, the Journal of Applied Sociology, many, many journals, and you know the library can help you with that, or the Super Search can help you with that, or Google Scholar even, you could find one. And the third source is up to you. So it can be popular culture, can be another book, can be a video, but you have to cite them all, and they have to make sense that they belong in that paper, okay? Don't just throw it in at the end, because that's not going to be good. Paper and citation bibliography must be formatted in MLA, okay? If you don't know how to do that, the librarians can help you, but I'm sure since you're online students, you probably have a million online tricks figuring out how to do that. Make sure to cite all your sources. If you plagiarize, I will fail you. It's not worth it. Just cite your sources. I ask for sources, so why wouldn't you provide them? I recommend that you have someone else proofread your paper. It helps me when someone reads my paper to me out loud, because then I'm like, no, that's not what I meant to say. But that's how you proofread your paper is fine. It's your decision. But if it's sloppy and messy, it'll be marked significantly down. We have a writing center on campus, and we also have the online writing center, so you can just click on there and get that help too, okay? And then I also have a rubric in here so you can see kind of how I'm going to weight it. And boom, there you go. So socialization is a really important factor in how we become who we are. So I'm asking you to think about it for yourself. And then as you go out into the world, you can think about it with people that you interact with. Because, you know, once you get through this class, you can analyze people, right, with a sociological lens. Doesn't mean you're, you know, a clinician or anything, but it means it gives you a different perspective on how to understand the world, which I personally think is really fun. So let me go back to the modules so that you see, because I wanted to spend most of the time on the paper, but here we are. So let me just back it up. If you go back to Module 1, Theoretical Perspectives, that's where you're going to find the theories, but then there's also, here's some stuff on theory, and these guys are Marx, Durkheim, would be good to kind of refer to. And you can look in the discussion forum and see what people talked about there. And then socialization, here we are. So you're going to watch this film called Tough Guys, which is going to talk about males and violence, which I think is also really relevant to papers if anybody wants to put some of that in there. And then 5.3, Agents of Socialization. So it's all there. Everything is there. You just have to add your story to it, okay? So tell me your story. Talk about what it is that made you you. And you can choose to take that from any direction, right? I want to talk about school, or I want to talk about, you know, being the only boy in a family of all women, or I don't know. You're going to decide how you want to approach it. But here's the whole kind of thing, okay? So, yeah, that's enough for me to say. But what I want to say is reach out to me, talk to me, and let me know how I can support. But I'm excited to see what you come up with, and I'm excited to check in. So have a good week, and I look forward to reading your culture posts very soon. Take care.